Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it's the end of the month, which means of course it's time for favourites. So here's what I've been loving in June. Alright, so this is a very eclectic little mix of things here, but this is, I've been loving lots of different things. So I'm going to sort of move all this over. We'll start with the biggest thing. So the planner itself is my favourite to a certain extent, but it's also what's in it. So this is the Planners Anonymous Northern Lights Melody Planner. I got this a little while ago, obviously. I think I've done a video on it and I'll link it down below if I have. But I've set this up for winter. So what I do for my social media planners is I put each season in a planner of its own. So for example, last season, so that would have been autumn, was in Forest Falls, because duh, that makes sense. So it's got 3 months worth of planning my social media, and then it's got little notebooks that I kind of flip in and out. So what I love about this is I'm back in rings, and I love the rings, and I absolutely adore the way that this is set up. So just to show you a blank month, and then I'll have to show you some of the decorated ones. So each of your months comes with like some dot grids at the start, your monthly spread, and then you've got your weekly spreads as well. Sorry, Jet's decided to come and visit. Do you want to go out? Please hold. And I love that they're completely blank because it means I can decorate these any way I like. So for June, I've done June in Northern Lights because I figured that made sense. And then for July, I've done that up in Alpine, and I'm actually really pretty happy with the way that July came out. I think it looks really cool. So I'm loving being in rings again. But then I was sort of a bit worried about, okay, but I'm going to lose the notebooks that I've already got in my TNs. That's why I love that it's got strings. It's got strings on the back. So I've got all of my inserts in with the rings here. But then on the back string for it, I've got a jump band. And on here I keep track of I've got 2 notebooks. I've got my Memorydex notebook, which yes, hasn't got a lot in it, but will eventually. And I've also got this one here that's keeping track of all of my favourites. I've also got another one in the back that's got my cardstock information. But I can still move these to the next TN when I move over to spring, and I can move it again when I move into summer. So it's just a really cool setup, and it works. I'm just so excited that it works. The other thing that's also a favourite that's kind of in here as well are these dot grid inserts. These are from Natty Planning. I got them when I did my TN 101 video, which I'll link down below as well. And they're just great. All I did was took the cover off and add my own cover. It's not really difficult. But I just love them. They're really smooth paper to write on. They're really nicely cut. Just love them. Just love them. So there we go. That's my social media planner. And if you guys want more information ever about this planner, because you don't see it a lot on camera, because obviously it keeps track of everything I'm doing on camera. But if you do want to see more about this one, just let me know. I've got a couple of tools to share with you this month. So the first one is this one. This is the ISAEK Success Mini Scoreboard. So you guys know I've had a big scoreboard, one of the 12x12 ones. I think I bought it to do my wedding invitations. And that was for a very particular reason. It was a big, they were big bits of cardboard. There were 2-3 different folds in that. But I was finding it very cumbersome when I just wanted to make a card base. So this was actually Desley's idea. Desley found this. I think she found it on Craft Online. She got 2, and I obviously bought one from her. But I just love it. It's so easy to set up cards in here. You got the little scoring tool that comes with it. You just mark out where it is. It is in inches, so it's a slight pain, but it's really not that difficult to convert those into centimeters, or just move the card so that it sits on one of the lines, and then problem solved. But I also love it for lining up panels on the front of cards. So I can put the card base in here, put the panel on, and use the raised bits on the corner to put the panel in and make sure it's straight. It's also got an envelope maker on the back. I don't tend to use that because I've got my We Are Memory Keepers envelope board, but it is here if I ever want it. So I like that. I think it's a really cool idea, and it's just very easy to leave in my drawer and then pull back up again. While we're on tools, I'm going to move over to this baby. I never thought this would make a favourites, but it really has. This is the Tim Holtz ink blending tool. I don't love it more than I love my brushes, but I'm really loving this for a different look. My brushes give me a really light, the brushes give me a really light application of the ink, and I can build it up slowly. If I just want to go whole hog and just go ink all over everything, this is where I go. It's so much easier. I've now invested in a bunch of these little foam things so that every colour eventually will have its own little foam dauber. Mainly for the inks, not for the oxides. The oxides I'm keeping with the blending brushes because I don't want to mix them up. But I have started also collecting some of the little mini inks, and I just keep the daubers on the bottom, just like that. So they've always got their own little ink thing. At some point or another I may consider getting another set of brushes for the inks, but at the moment I'm good. This is my Ranger mini brayer, and this is what I've been using for my Minc ink. So all I do when I've got my Minc ink out, rather than using the Minc ink pad, which I do have, but I'm not the biggest fan of, and for more info on that and the Minc ink, which you're going to see in a second as well, there's a whole video on it. This is so much easier to transfer your Minc ink to your stamps. It's just a normal little brayer. It's just got a little rubber thing. It's got little feet on it so it keeps it off the desk when it is dirty. I never get it perfectly clean, doesn't matter. It's just fine. Like that's not transferring onto anything. Not transferring. Here's a little sticky on the sides, but that's alright. But such a great way to get my ink onto my stamps without having to make a gigantic mess and use one of the ink pads. And that of course goes along with my favourite, the toner ink. And you guys have seen this now in I think 3 videos. So you know I love it. It's just, oh, I love it. It's just so good. It's just so good. And just, I know you've seen this one too. But just, that's what you get. It's just awesome. I cannot express, I will never be able to express how much I love this Minc ink. It's just such a cool thing. Cannot wait to get some alphabet stamps and bits and pieces to be able to add other ways of using this. Obviously you can use it with the background stamps and bits and pieces like that. But I think it's really good for titles, and that's where I want to have a good play with it. So there we go, that's the Minc ink, and I'm going to add also, this is one of my favourites because this Memorydex card is just awesome. I love it so much. I love that butterfly. So this is the Planners Anonymous folio that I made using the Michaels box. I love this. It came out so much, exactly as I imagined it. It's not better than I imagined it, but it's just exactly as I imagined it. It is strong as heck. It's really, really great. I keep it on my desk and I just write notes to myself all the time. I've got a little pocket in here if I do want to keep some of the notes that I've written, and it can fold up. Nice little ribbon in the corner, and it goes back up on the shelf. It's just, I love this folio. I really do. I'm really proud of it. It's one of very few things that have been imagined and then come out exactly as I imagined them. And I definitely need to make a couple more of these with other kits because I think it would be a really cool idea. Obviously then I don't have to-do lists for all of them because this was a Michaels box exclusive, but I'm sure I can find ways around that. There's a full video on this on my channel if you want to check it out. And I also know that Sammy from Planners Anonymous might be doing something very similar in her planner party, which if you haven't already heard about, I'll link it down below. So the thing I'm going to add, and I'm going to add it at the last minute, and I haven't got it on the desk, but I'll add in some zooms, is the actual cardstock that both of these are made out of. This is the Cricut craft board. I've got the sampler pack, which has the craft cardboard, the black and the white. I love the strength of it. It's so much, and I know that's really hard to sort of convey on camera how much thicker this is, but it's just so strong. Such a great thing for making off the page kind of things. And then I used it again to make that. I used it again to make the bookmark for the self-care one for Note to Self. It's just so handy to have an extra strength cardboard around. I know I can get it easily. I can't seem to find it on the Spotlight website, but I know I can get it easily at Spotlight. It's just awesome. And you can get it in the 3 different colors, which helps. Alright, so last 2 that are here on my desk, and then I've got one that's off the desk. So this is Gina K black foam tape. Denise from Luscious Label grabbed this from Craft Online. Just basically when Denise or Dezzles do orders on Craft Online, they're like $4 away from free shipping. They just send me an email and say, do you want something? And I'll help them. This is just black foam tape. It's nothing special, it's just foam tape, but it's black. So when you are making a dark card, if you're making a card that's like a nighttime scene or something, or if you use dark cardstock and you don't want to use the white, so if you look on the side you can sort of see the white in the middle if you don't want to do that, if you want the black. That's what this is for. I think it's really cool, just something different to have and just a good thing to add. It's not a must have, but it's a good nice to have. And then the last thing on my desk is this baby. This is my Lyman Mortar reusable sticker book. You guys have seen this a few times now. I need to work that sticker out on the front because it's just driving me mental. But this is just where I've moved all of my sticker scraps into, and I've had a bit of a wiggle around since the last time you saw it. Moved some things just to make sure it all still fits, and I've added in a couple of extra samplers that I found hiding in my sticker stash. But I just love this idea. I love the idea of having all of my scraps or leftovers instead of scraps all in one place, and I can go here first. So if I'm looking for something, and this one lives on my desk, this is another sort of addition to the desk and a kind of reason I feel like I go here first. This lives on my desk, so it lives over there. I just grab it out and I look through here before I go to my sticker stash. So if I can, I'll use something in here as opposed to getting it out of the stash. It's just if I work on that, then I feel like I'll get it. I'll actually use the stuff that's in here. So I've broken mine down a little bit. I've kind of got some fun stuff on the front. I've got headers and to-do or checklists in here, plus some quarter boxes. I've got some more quarter boxes and some more headers, and they kind of get mixed in together. Some washi strips, some more quarter boxes because I ran out. I've got some icons, all the icons, words all live on this one, days of the week, numbers, months, holidays, and then I've got a bit of a gap to deco, so this is anything that's just purely decoration and nothing else. And then there's a big gap. I think that's, I've got some hobo ones in here. So these are just stickers that are directly made for a hobo kit because I feel like they deserve their own little spot. And then I've got boxes. So there's boxes at the back. There's a couple of quarter boxes and half boxes in here as well, just to kind of fill it up so it doesn't have just boxes, but at least I know where they are. And then there's a big flower on the back. This one's from Lyman mortar. I love it. It's such a great idea. It comes with a bunch of different designs for the front cover, so if you don't like the spots and you want something else, go and check it out because seriously, it's absolutely awesome. It's a great idea. Really well done by Leanne. That's a very forward thinking. Very, very cool. So the last thing I've got to show you is actually away from my desk. I'm going to walk you over there now. So this is just a little display unit, I guess is the right kind of thing, for a couple of the cards that I get. So I'm in a card swap, but I do get nice cards from subscribers, and I like having somewhere to show them off. And unfortunately, when I first moved in here, there was nowhere really to put them. I've got my pegboard on one wall and the other wall's going to be all my ink, so it's not sort of a wall for it. So what I've done is I've made this little string hanging kind of thing, and I just peg these on. It's not really complicated, but it's weighted down with a keyring charm. I think this is from Kiki K. Means it doesn't sort of roll around or float around or anything too much, even if I do have my window open, it's really windy. It means these don't fall off. But it's just a really cool way to be able to display some of the bits and pieces that I get, and I don't really use my door for anything anyway, so you might as well do something fun. As I get more of these, I might try and come up with another way or add another one on the other door, but at least for now this is working really well and I'm really happy with it. So that is all for my June favourites. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up if you did. Like I said before, my favourites are a place that I can show you things that I'm not necessarily doing on camera. Obviously this month's got a bit more that I have been doing on camera. But if you guys are ever interested in what I may be using not so much on camera, this is the video for you. I have done this, I think I've been doing this now for nearly 18 months. It's been a really long time. So if you want to check out all the favourites that are there, you can check them out on the playlist, which I'll link at the end of this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to my channel and following me on all of my social medias as well. Hope you guys have an absolutely awesome rest of your day. Hope you had a great June, and I'll catch you in July. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!